So I don't know what happened, but my effects were off, so I don't know where that happened, and it switched the microphone, and so I'm not sure. I may have been speaking all day without the effects on. Probably why the noise gate was going crazy, because there was no noise gate. Yeah, I don't know. I felt weird all morning, and all of a sudden I walked outside just for a few minutes and felt better. I took some stuff to storage, which is right down, real close by, right down the road here, just a minute away. Who knows? But I did also take my allergy meds. There's a lot of blocks on that and blocks on the vitamins. I got to get through with that, make sure that happens. Whew, I feel much better now. I don't know what it was. One of those things. Thanks, Larry. That's another thing. People that don't get enough sunlight, they can go loopy too. So there's a lot of things that can cause even like a mass shooting. Right. Dehydration, lack of sunlight, crazy wife, deep state. You have a political summit. I mean, obviously you're going to deport people, but I think at this point the numbers are so large that that you probably could come to some agreement as far as needed, high priority laborers at a minimum. I mean, there's nothing wrong with including them, because if you include them, then they feel like, okay, I got some bone that I can take back to my people. Right. So again, what do you call it? Emasculating them or something. Right. I don't know if they mind that, but right, I'm going to go a little further into this thing with the church. But now I'm a little more lucid. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry. So we have the whole world out there, and I've tried to explain to you what's happening in what in this alternative sexuality, in this trans world, how it's actually happening, and how, like, you see to go to church, they see the same thing in what they're doing. Now, along the way, God had me stop by the Hare Krishnas, and I don't even think they know the full power of the information they have, which their leader told them, their teacher, Cheryl Prabhupada told them, all the energy is God's energy. All this stuff is made with God's energy. There is inferior energy and superior energy. And what happens is we get entangled in the inferior energy. And that's what they call Maya, right? And karma is considered negative. In the Hare Krishna world, there is no positive karma. It's just all negative. Karma would be like matter, the matter world. Now, a lot of stuff was built so I could read it, and I don't know who else could read it. It might just be me, I don't know. I mean, God could read it because that's where I learned it. Right. So in one of their Hindu epics, It's with Prahlad Maharaj, which is a great devotee of God, loves singing God's names. Well, he's born to a demon king father. I guess it was Harikeshipu or something like that. But if you know who Harikeshipu is in the heavenly realm before he comes here, which again, LDS could really decipher this a little bit, I guess. Right. He was a gatekeeper for God. And what happens is this powerful demigod is not recognized by him. So he didn't respect him the right way. So he curses him to take birth in the material world. But he takes this as this demon. Right? Demon king. So right then and there, you got to say, wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense. Right. Because on earth, he's seen as a demon king. But only because this guy curses him, because he's just doing his job and unfortunately didn't recognize the demigod. So right then and there, that tells you something's a little bit off. Right. Well, they're stuck in inferior energy, but how did they get stuck there? They were cursed. Harikeshipu is stuck in inferior energy as a demon king, but how did he get there? He was cursed. It's all metaphysics. See? So all these like Hindus come and go throughout all the centuries and none of them figured it out. Right. So you can just see the afterlife, right? I send this one guy, he can tell you everything and you kill him. Sound familiar? But even before Jesus, the same thing happened. So it isn't only Jesus that comes and has information. Right? Thank you, Larry. Okay, so let's say, some people say, well, I want to be like Jesus. Well, I want to be what God wants me to be, and I want to be with God. So again, whether Jesus is there or not is up to God. Thank you, Larry. So that's what's happening to your kids. Now, it isn't necessarily liberal. Remember, there's people that compete against your kids, and they might be conservative and curse you to that, and curse your child to that, to knock you and your children out of that block where you might be today. And it's quite a possibility that guy was cursed. The guy, the shooter. And he could have been physically operated. So I just got some stuff out of here in the storage. Now I got to figure out what's next. What's next? Well, this is good. You arrested a Russian, so it's not just brown people now. Hey, you're arrested. Well, the storm in the ice facilities has to stop. Right. Gonna have to do something. Well, I don't know how the traffic goes in these areas. I mean, you've got all these people out there. You need to put fencing up, and you might have to take over a couple of streets. Remember how, what is that called? It might still be like, I think it's still like that. MCC New York, they took over some streets. All right, what's going on with slow charger here? There's nothing supposed to be slow charger. I put this, this replacement charger on. Doesn't look like there's any reason for it to be a slow charger. Why are they saying slow charger? Yep, doesn't say slow charger. It may have slowed the charging down because it's full. Right. So where was I? Okay. So you might have to take over some of the streets. Well, what you're building is a no man's land. So essentially, instead of being up on the facility, that fencing keeps them, whatever feet away. Everything. Trying to figure out where the facility is in this video I'm watching. Yes, you can watch it too. Let me put it on air for you. Thank you, Larry. Oh, you have something. Right, but you see all this? I'd shut that street down. Right. At least to across the street. But I go to that next road if you could. Right. But I don't know what kind of entrance they need to those buildings. Right. So you could actually go to the sidewalk. Do you have fencing to that sidewalk? I'm trying to see if you have it. I'd actually want them back to the next light. Like right there, whatever that is. I don't know if you saw that. Well, this is for the long term. You're going to need to take over the neighborhood. Correctly. Thank you, Larry. Or part of it. I guess you're keeping them across the street somehow there. It's just they're just too close to the facilities. Again, those properties are owned by somebody and they have business, but not sure what we can do. Just not sure how to get a better view of that. Well, if you need to mess up your life, we could send you the schematic. Thank you, Larry. Got too many state patrols. Go in the green aisle. Or more than. Trying to search this guy's name. It occurs to me, I can tell. And things happen smoothly and fluidly when the curses aren't up. I wanted to see if I had. That's what I was looking for. You're telling me he's been here since 2006? Right. Or he just get out or something. Just how many years he did? 21.
אנא אדוני יצליחנה, אנא אדוני יצליחנה. הצליחנו, הצליח חיילינו, הצליח מלחמתנו, החזר את כל החטופים הביתה במהרה. אנא אדון.
All right, so just looking here at the what we got there. Again, in a scenario like that, right, if you have the fencing up and you shut down a couple intersections, but I don't know if I don't know how necessary those intersections are. Right? You have like a no man's land between the facility and where the riders can get to. Now, of course, if they hop the fence or break through the fence, then they get arrested. So that'd be easier to arrest, per se. Right. So you might have to develop no man's land areas around your facilities. Okay. Agreed, Larry. I figure out how to make a smoothie here. I don't know. My smoothie machine. I started making smoothies, and that's when I got real sick. So again, my smoothie machine went down. Let's see. There's the base. Where's the picture? Where do I have that picture? And I did have a bunch of. Oh, I do have this too. This makes a small smoothie. But that Ninja, if you use the frozen fruit, it eventually, the smaller Ninja, it cracks. I can't find it. All right. That's just so sad how something like that could just happen. Right. I mean, for everybody. I mean, even in regular ROMs. I could tell you riots are picking up again, supposedly. And here's another thing. Politicians and judges and the like should be living in gated communities where there's security securing the gate. What is that? Yeah, but some of these people got a lot of money. But it's gluttony, you know? A lot of gluttony going on. Right. Yeah, I haven't been able to maintain control of the influencers inside because I used to get them to do charity and stuff. Right. She's gonna go, bro. But I don't know who it is. You see. They got this thing they project. You know, you got to get rid of her, or something like that. I'm like, you know, I ain't get rid of nobody. I let God do it, or you all do it. So I know what they do to radicalize people. I can see it. I think so. All right, so I'll grab me some of this. Grab me some of this. Not going to be a smoothie, but I'm going to defrost the fruit. Right. Got some frozen fruit here. They weren't supposed to be in my life. I had the whole thing licked when I was in Santa Fe, and they knew it. So they brought the bullshit in to try to stop me from healing. I mean, they sick. Live their life as sickies, trying to make everybody else sicker. And tell stories about everything. How they're saving the world. Right. Yeah, I thought I opened this last time. I must have ate all of the other ones. Tear. Where's that razor blade? I'll find somebody's bananas and not the strawberries in here. Son's a gun, cursing my fruit. Right. That's how I torture people. They don't let them stay healthy. Right. They're just sick minds, man. They're all sick minds. And then when they torture them, people will do anything not to be tortured. So then they start altering them and saying, well, that's their choices. Remember, they're using psychologists and psychiatrists and war minds. Cartel people are in there also. I started life so many times, you know, it just got older and burned out. You don't never let it happen. Correct. Yeah, that's saying that you God, you all believe you're God and have the right to do such things as a duly appointed God. Right. Well, they're all going to be deported and they know it. Well, Democrats got kings. Everybody's got kings. All right. But Latino people are racist. They really are. Well, I don't get it. Cyprus, Russian mafia headquarters. Trying to turn Thailand into Cyprus. Makes no sense. Right. May have been radicalized by Iran. We don't know. Nobody does the investigation. Right. Well, that was delicious. Hungry, I didn't know what we eat was healthy. Now, I bought fruit, but all of a sudden it disappeared out of my repertoire. I must have cursed it out. Thank you, Larry. You know, it's like emotion. It's like, oh, Donald Trump loves Melania. Melania loves Donald Trump. And then, like, they hate each other. It's just back and forth online. It's just, Thank you, Larry.
is not for the fucking weak. I, like, look, don't get me wrong, I love living in Paris, but it is not for the fucking weak. I, like, want to be able to go outside right now and be able to enjoy life, but I've been harassed so many fucking times in this goddamn city that I'm afraid to go anywhere fucking up.
No other names that I use. I live in Greenville, Minnesota, about an hour away from the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. I'm affiliated with 2 funeral homes. I work full-time for Wolf Funeral Home, which is an intake location for about 6 funeral homes. We also do all the intake for the National Cremation Society and the Neptune Society for all their cremation customers as well. So I mainly do removals at this point. So I work at Wolf full time, and then I also work for another funeral home called Metro First Call. They also do traditional removals at nursing homes, assisted living apartments, but they also have contracts with medical examiner's office. So, like, one contract is the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's Office. So we'll do removals, which we're working with a lot of police officers and death investigators at the location where a decedent is found. Could be a crime scene or just a natural death. And our role is to just take the decedent from that place of death to the medical examiner.
That could weigh heavy on his mind, you know. I don't know how long you worked in that.
I'm working about 6 days a week. What else here? Family and pets. I have a wife and 5 kids. And we have 2 pets, German Shepherds.
Oh, I didn't know you couldn't see it. Something went wrong here.
Myself, I've been in the food industry about 30 years, and that led to an opportunity. I was invited to the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is located in Central Africa. When I was in high school, the country was called Zaire. That's a little bit more familiar with people, but it's the second largest country in Africa, right in the middle, in the center there. And was asked a couple years ago to go and see what I could do for ideas in helping their food supply system. Their population is about 100 million people, and they import 80% of their food currently. So some of the food companies I worked for in the past were Farm to Fork, like Del Monte Foods and Golden Plump Poultry. We did everything from planted the products to harvested them to process them and ship them out. In Golden Plump Poultry, we had our own hatcheries, grow out barns with the farmers, and then processing plants. So between those 2 companies, I have some experience with agriculture. So over in the Democratic Republic of Congo, I had some ideas they thought were pretty promising, which the company I was working for at the time wasn't interested in doing anything in Africa. So I talked with my wife, and we decided I just put in my 2-week notice, and we just go off on our own to try to do these projects to help out in Africa. So we're doing farming and fishing projects in the Democratic Republic of Congo. To help pay the bills, I started working at a funeral home because the shift worked good for my schedule with the other things I was doing. And that led to some classes at DMAC, which led to this course. So just learning more about the funeral industry. I think that covers everything. And I will look forward to seeing you in class. And we'll go from there.
Like it says, nothing about this makes any sense. Okay. said it too. I mean, I'm sure the guy did it, but right. It's like they play the same thing over and over again, right? Are you gay? What?
Question is a yes or no.
Alright.
I asked you a question. Is it a... Are you all gay?
What the fuck does it matter to you?
I asked you a question. Is that a yes
We
or
don't have to
no?
answer to you.
I'm sorry?
We don't have to
What
answer
did
to
you ask?
you.
What did you ask? What did you ask?
I asked you if you were gay.
What does it matter to you,
I
bro?
asked you a question. Is it a yes or a no?
Alright.
Is it a yes or a no?
What does the fucking matter to you?
I asked you a question. Is it a yes or a no?
What are you asking me?
I asked you if you were gay.
What does it matter to you?
I asked you a
I
question.
don't have to fucking answer
Is
shit.
it yes or no?
Alright, dude. Alright. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
A little bit more pussy than I am. Just to let you know.
I'm more what?
Pussy?
Say it again. Say it again. Oh, fuck yeah, I'm recording it.
Look at you. Look at you and your social media.
Sentimi forte e stammi più vicino. Se ci so bene, sarà perché ti amo e vola, vola, si sa. Sempre più la stiva e vola, vola con me. Il mondo è matto perché se l'amore non c'è, basta una sola canzone per far confusione fuori dentro di te. Oh, you stay there, brother. Are you with me? All right, I'm good. Dinero, holy shit. Stay in the middle, stay in the middle, don't worry. Okay, by the way. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Che confusione perché ti amo, è un'emozione che cresce piano piano, vicini forte e stammi vicino, se ci sto bene, sarà perché ti amo e vola, vola, si sa.
That's how. I said I got some fence. That's just the regular. Oh, they brought in some stuff there, I guess. All right, where's that?
This is what we've been watching all day. Where do you want to go? Can we cross, please? Can we cross, sir? Can we cross? Okay. We got nowhere to go. Oh, here we go. So this is what happens. This is the way that they deploy a lesson with lethal munitions. The whole name of the game is to push people out, to push people out. The curfew doesn't start for another hour and 10 minutes. But, Jen, this is what
Because they have no idea why they're clearing the street.
And
Right.
the police department continues to say, the LAPD has said that bottles have been thrown at officers. It's not something I witnessed, not something David Noriega. He said he witnessed maybe somebody throw an empty water bottle. But by and large, the 20,000 people that have been out here today, by the estimations of the mayor's office, have been peaceful. They have been people that have been protesting for all those things that we talked about.
Thank you, Larry. We have no idea why you clear the street. They might have some intelligence something's going to come down that street, right? 100%. Or they might have intelligence that there's a mob moving towards the area, or a flash mob scheduled, that kind of thing, right? Well, I would take that fence and move it across the street. I'd cut that square area off. allow pedestrian. I guess you have to allow pedestrian traffic on the far side of the street, right? Because I guess it's other businesses and stuff. Unless you want to relocate somebody, go through the court process of condemning it, and right. Okay. But you can put that fence across the street. Yeah, see, that's your laptop too. Or not laptop, your tablet. You got to be careful, right? Because they can figure out how to get into your tablet that way. That and the swipe thing, right? You have to use the alcohol wipes on it every so often. Hang on. What the hell is that? Was there actually a task force in Lubbock? I'd be interested in that. Right. That area came up corrupt. Okay. I'm sure it's up in Amarillo too. Thanks, Larry. They're working me over pretty hard there in that area. Lubbock, Amarillo. Thanks, Larry. That could be what they were protecting. Thanks, Larry. Wow. Huge operation. Thank you, Larry. Thanks, Larry. I don't know, that could be it. We're going back to, that guy David, whatever, from the FBI. Yeah, quite possibly the areas are, right? Or, Texas may not be only up and up there. Right? Thank you, Larry. Well, what they do is if you're somebody that they're afraid of, they'll try to implicate you in something like that. And then even if they don't, they have people make the allegations and everything. Right. Well, because I'm considered an investigator that's not under their thumb, Right. Correct. Try a little more fruit here. I'd like to go to the gym, but I don't think I'm going to get that. I wish I could have continued on in Planet Fitness in Santa Fe. That's what really killed me, getting stuck out of that. I was able to make the jump from massage therapy. I mean, I had suffered a little bit, and then I was able to get to God-delivered Planet Fitness. Right. And, it was like a godsend. My body started, limbering up again and getting better, but they knew. They could tell. I mean, you think France is bad, you should try Santa Fe and be a former real police officer or a cop. That's what I was saying. Oh, wait, my microphone fell in the sink. I was saying about that one black cop that went on the Lemon Show. It was probably racism, but part of it is that you're probably an honest cop. They want to get rid of you as soon as possible. I don't make it seem like the opposite. They were treating them real bad, and I was trying to tell them, like, they don't want you here. Right. It's kind of deep state-ish. Right. Well, that's how they started. They start taking you down. They start destroying you, and then you're susceptible to their will, or become susceptible to their will. Agreed, Larry. And like me, you get disabled. Yeah, using these, law enforcement task forces, right? So even if that task force is honest, you could have a couple dishonest people that travel around trying to force people into crime. Right? You have to be careful with all that. I mean, they did it for decades in my life. It's just horrible. Like, what's his name? Deputy Ritchie, who said they LSD'd him back in the 60s. He had it easy, really. It's funny, it's because Richie Cunningham's up there. He stayed married, or got married. He got married. Trying to isolate what got me sick last night. By midday today, I was okay, I guess.
It happened around 3:30 this afternoon off Alondra Boulevard. Air 7 captured a Marine helicopter flying above the raid. On the ground, the agents appeared to be accompanied by Marines who were also armed. Witnesses say they seemed to randomly go through the crowd asking questions.
Where they were from, where they were born from. I told them I was from the United States, and then they proceeded to walk away and they took a picture of me with a specialized cell phone camera.
These images show people being taken into custody as witnesses record video. Liz, a U.S. citizen who doesn't want her face on camera, was here with her dad ahead of Father's Day to enjoy a concert.
Well, it's not clearly law enforcement activity. Right. The people asking questions were most likely law enforcement. Right. They're there to protect the law enforcement entity so they can do their job. Right. We agree, Larry. Now, I'm sure it'll be part of the hearing, but well, if they have to always watch their back, that's not part of the level of watch your back that's required right now. Is not part of standard law enforcement. Correct, Larry. So that's why they're using the military. Because they'd never get their job done. Correct, Larry. Correct the window, Mr. Moore. What does this thing do? It's not a smoothie maker, that's for sure. I think I threw the smoothie maker part away for some reason. Because I was just frustrated one day. The strawberry and bananas back. Victor's so mad. Caused my transmitter, my wireless transmitter to fall to the ground. They will it, and then it happens. All right. Let me see what's the next. I got this Home Depot store credit. I can't remember if I used it or not. And I have to go over to the freaking store and get it read as to whether it's still good or not. I try doing it online and I can't get to the answer. Says it doesn't exist, which maybe means it's used, but well, I told you to make a deal. They're talking about Century and Padilla and all of that, or Padilla, whatever it is. But like I said, you should make a deal. All right. Write a memorandum of understanding how you're going to handle all these things. Everything is so energized. I mean, I'm usually right. They're not scare tactics. They're deporting people. That's pretty funny. Oh, scare tactics. It's just the business of the government. That's all it is. It's just you didn't do Biden didn't do the business of the government. Didn't keep it all. keep ahead of the power curve. Right. The whole thing is insane, including the mask, but I guess he didn't want them to recognize him. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Right. And of course, they have security system. Right, the camera. You're wealthy people. That's how you did it. The average person couldn't do that. Right. Right. Look at my life. Right. There's no way out, no way up. They were hoping I'd die sooner than later. Right.
Anything about this,
You guys don't know anything about this.
but I'm going to be gone for a while.
Yeah, it could be he's shocked. I mean, who would just like spend their energy to do that? I mean, energy, time, money. Right. Makes no sense. Right. It doesn't even help the causes that he says he's trying, that I think he's, involved in. Right. time is it? That's crazy. It's 6 o'clock at night, and it's still on. Got 90%, but I didn't put it on until later in the morning. Like it knows I was standing for 7 hours. I have like a health part of this thing. I've walked 3,079 steps. I got 6,921 to go. But it only thinks I exercised 2 minutes. That's false. That one's weird. I don't know how it knows exercise or not. It looks like it's quieted down. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.